Closing entries are typically done in software like a QuickBooks or a Xero, basically automatically, not typically on a monthly basis, but on a yearly basis. So every year, it'll, in essence, close out the income statement to the balance sheet account of retained earnings. But that can be a little bit confusing because the income statement is the timing statement over here. And I can run the income statement report in a database program, such as in a QuickBooks or a Xero, for any time frame I want, right? I could do it for 1 month. I could do it for 2 months. In this case, we have 2 months ended, or I could do each individual month, or I can do a comparison report, 1 month compared to the other month, taking the difference between the two, or possibly summing the two up so that I have 1 month, the other month, and the sum of the 2 months. Now, the reason that's a little bit confusing is because it messes up what our understanding is between the relationship of the income statement and the balance sheet. So these accounts in the equity section are the balance sheet accounts. So how can it be that I still will remain in balance if I change the income statement, which are the light blue numbers, but I don't change the balance sheet because they're as of a point in time? So in other words, in our case, we had 2 months ended February 28th. So the balance sheet is going to be the same in essence because those are as of a point in time. But if I run the income statement for one, so if I run the income statement for 1 month that ends on 2/28, I'm only going to see 1 month of data, versus I can run the income statement for 2 months ended to see 2 months of data to see the performance for 2 months. How could I do that and still have a balance sheet that works, that ties out? In particular, if you're looking at a QuickBooks or a Xero, for example, they'll have the net income in the equity section of the balance sheet. Now, this is where the key is. This is where the kind of trick is. You would think that if I ran the 1 month ended 2/28 just for the month of February, that the net income that they pull into the balance sheet would be for the 1 month ended. But if they did that, they would have to adjust the equity section so that the closing process would work. So they don't typically do that. So what happens is the balance sheet, because it's a point in time, will always show the net income in the equity section for a year to date, whatever you chose as your year end, typically a calendar year end. So even if you ran an income statement for 1 month, February, the balance sheet is not going to match the net income to that 1 month income statement report. It's going to run an income statement for 2 months ended because the balance sheet is going to try to do the closing process automatically. That's what I'm trying to point out here. The balance sheet in software, or the whole software, will do the closing process automatically, in essence, typically, but it will only do it on a yearly basis. It doesn't do a monthly basis closeout. And therefore, if you wanted to run reports for a month or a quarter or something like that, you might have to do some adjustments to the reports generated by a QuickBooks because it's going to have that net income situation. All right, so to get an idea of how that whole process works, we're going to do the closing process here. So what I'm going to do for the closing process is simply take the net income that we had before. Those are called temporary accounts. Make them 0, closing them out, and putting the difference over here into the equity section. For us, in our practice problem, that will set us up for the March, meaning the month after the cutoff date, where we want to put our reversing entries in. Now, normally this would be year ended, so you'd have 12 months ended December 31st, your adjusting entries entered as of December 31st, the cutoff date, and then your reversing entries as of January of the following period, January 1st of the following period. Our cutoff date, because we only ran 2 months, is 2/28. So we ran our report for 2 months ended February 28th. We did our adjusting entries as of the cutoff date, 2/28. And now what I want to do is the reversing entries to see what the net income or the income statement would look like after we close out. And then we would start the period with the reversing entries because those are going to have a lot of timing issues related to them so that we can see how that would work. So we can imagine that if we put this back into a QuickBooks system, they would already have some transactions in the following period that would be from the adjusting process. All right, so the general idea of the closing entries is simply going to be all the temporary accounts are basically going to go to zero and close out. This is analogous to if you wanted to see how far you can drive in a day, then you might set the odometer and at zero and drive for the day. And then if you want to see how far you're going to drive in the next day, you could say, where did I stop? And then count from there, or you can reset the odometer to zero and then see how far you drive. What we're doing here in the closing process is resetting the odometer to zero on all income statement accounts, income and expenses. So all we have to do is just reverse whatever's in there, and the difference is going to go to the equity section, which if it was a corporation would be called retained earnings. Now there's also an issue of the draws and investments, noting that in a software like a QuickBooks or a Xero, these do not close out automatically as do the net income accounts. All the income and expense accounts will close out automatically. If it's in an equity account, it's not going to close out to retained earnings or to owner's equity, however we have set that up. In a book problem, you should close it out, and we would have to manually close everything out. Now, if you don't close out the owner's draws and investments, then that's not really the end of the world. It just means that these accounts are reporting the draws and investments not for the current period, not for the current month or year, but rather for the year to date. They never go to zero unless you zero them out. So that's going to be the idea with those. We're going to leave those as is because our focus is on the income statement.